Hey everybody, thanks for stopping in. Hey, depending on how I end up editing this video, I either just did a capacity test on this device or I'm about to. Either way, um, the portable power station is about as done as it's going to get for now. I've got work to do on this, and after you see the test results, you'll see why. But anyway, I'll just give you a tour here, and we'll see how it goes. On the outside, before we open it up, I've got a place to plug in some solar panels, and I got a switch here. Of course, with any solar charge controller, you're supposed to connect it to the battery before you connect solar panels. So in this particular case, well, first of all, this has to be on. That's the main switch, and then you turn this on, and then you can connect that, and everything's fine. This is the master on-off switch. I've got a power pole, input output. I use this for grid power. Right now, I've got a 15 amp LiFePO, 15 amp LiFePO 4 charger that I can use to recharge us with grid power. 15 amps is not bad. I mean, from a 80% depth of discharge, 20% left. This will charge it back up in about 3 hours, so shouldn't be a big problem. The downside is, of course, I can't use this for input and output at the same time, obviously. I have a 12 volt outlet. I ended up running out of room. You'll see here in a minute. I ran out of room to add. I have a device like you see on accessory panels and things on golf carts and side-by-sides and such, that to plug in your USB device, phone and tablet or whatever. I didn't have room for that, but I do have one of these, and I have more, a better one coming. I got one that'll do the fast charge, the USB 3.0, as well as USB-C, and that just plugs in here and gives you the same effect. And over here, this is the inverter remote. When this switch is on, then you can push the on button here, and of course the inverter inside is going to turn on. As soon as you turn this on, this is the output. This is the PZEM 051 battery monitor that I've talked about before. I used it in that solar build. I saw you saw it in the solar build videos. And let me back up over here real quick. This is just a vent input, just to allow airflow in. And then over on this side, this is the exhaust fan that I put in here, and I've just got, it's just 120 volt pancake fan, muffin fan, they call them, whatever. It just plugs into the inverter, so this is running anytime the inverter's on. And so when the inverter kicks its fans on due to heat, this is already extracting the heat out of the cabinet, keeping it as close to ambient as possible. But there's issues with that. Anyway, I got three AC outlets here. These are 15 amps each, so that's what the outlets are rated for. And if we open this up, given the limited space, I had to give up some of my original plans here, so bear with me. We got the batteries, of course, operating in parallel, and I made sure that the length of the cable here matches the length of the cable here. The positive is coming off of this battery, the negative is coming off this, to try to keep the power flow through the batteries as equal as possible. The positive terminal on both batteries are fused at 150 amps. The plan was to, of course, it comes down, comes down here, it goes into the back of this switch, and then the switch feeds, comes back up and turns on the positive bus bar, and then it comes out of here and goes straight over the inverter. I was going to use a 150 amp breaker in here. I simply ran out of room. I don't have it. So since these are fused, I left it at that. And I do have extras of these in case I do pop a fuse for some reason. That's pretty much it. I mean, here's the wiring for the solar switch. The XT60 just comes up here and connects through that switch. The plus side of the XT60 down here goes over to this switch right here, actually, and you can see it kind of going over there. And then when the switch is turned on, then it completes positive up here to the MPPT charge controller, and then minus, of course, goes back just straight back down to the XT60. On the battery side, this is also going through this switch. This is a double pole, double throw switch, so the two sides are isolated from each other. Then on this side, the positive comes off of the bus bar, goes to the switch, and then when the switch is turned on, it completes the path up here to positive on the controller. And then the negative simply runs over here and goes down to the negative bus bar over here. The minus side of the two supply batteries, the LifePro 4 batteries, are here's the shunt. So everything going in and out of these batteries is monitored with the PZEM51. So this is kind of the most accurate reading when you look at battery readings. This inverter remote has an indication of battery level, but that's after all of the other cabling and things when it gets to the inverter. And this is measuring right up here at the across the battery. I mean, there's a wire that comes over here. The plus side of battery monitor comes over to this bus bar. The negative side goes over to this one, and then as far as current, it's monitoring across the shunt up here. So that's going to give us the most accurate. This is, like I said in the last couple of videos, this is the Zetwall. I have no idea how to pronounce it. Anyway, 1500 watt. It's got a 3000 watt surge, so very brief. So yeah, surge capacity is 3000 watts. DC input 12 volts, and AC output is 120 volts. And during the test, it maintained really close. I think 117 was the lowest I saw it go, and I put it under a pretty decent load. DC output, there is a USB port down here on the front of it. I haven't used it for anything. There's also that's at a 3.1 amp, so you can do fast charge on that. And also there's a 30 watt Type C that could be used, but you know, I've got so much wiring down here, it's hard to get to it. I guess that's pretty much it. I used this PVC sheet to mount it to, and then on the outside it's held together here, so it makes the whole front pretty solid. And that's kind of it for the tour of the inside. Like I said, this is kind of a no-name MPPT charge controller. It does work. It works fine. It's cloudy and gloomy out here. Has been for the last couple of days. There's a tropical disturbance came on shore south of us down here in Mexico, and so we've been getting the northern bands of that as far as rain and things. No storms, but plenty of precipitation. So in another day or two, I'll have some sunshine, and so probably next week I'll do more of a video with the. I'll probably wait till next week to go through the capacity test that I did, and I would like to run another one, knowing what I learned before. And I mean, I'll share what I did so far. I'll share that on here, but I'm figuring on running another capacity test, both with and without solar connected. And I need a nice bright sunny day to accomplish that. So anyway, I guess that's what I got for this time. I hope this is helpful for somebody. If you have any questions, please leave a comment, and I'll get back to you.